We are back from Milano, and today I have to go to the PDC with two of my employees. I'm going with my assistant and I'm going with my right hand in design, and we are going to be shopping. So we'll take you into the PDC so you guys see what we do. But first, I'm going to show you what we were doing earlier, which is we were doing all the shout outs to all these great companies that have sent these gorgeous items. This was, of course, my lip oils from Monica. I don't know why I say of course, like how would you know? Of course this was it, but beautiful lip oils from Monica Blender. She happens to be one of my closest friends, but this is not why I push her products. I just think they're amazing. And I'm wearing the lipstick right now. Okay, so she's German, she's actually Austrian, and so the names of the lip colors are from her roots. Going to the PDC, I freaked out because I thought, do I have everything with me? And then I wanted to say, I'm grabbing some water. So this is Feige, F-E-I-G-E. I think it's beautiful. So then we did a few shout outs to this company. Oh my God, the softest Pima cotton. This is a beautiful robe for Mother's Day. The name of the brand is Lake. I don't know if you guys can see that. I don't know why it keeps going blurry on me. Then we got laundry detergent from Snif. So we took photos. We want to be grateful. We appreciate. And then what happens is, this is how influencing works. You get all of these items, right? And you don't want to say everything that you've received is fantastic, because I appreciate the fact that they've sent me their products. I have everything I need. Everything is in my Dropbox. My whole life is in my Dropbox. So even if I leave the house without anything, all of my documents are with me. Contracts, of course, my emails are here. So everything's organized by category, by client, by folder. So I don't ever have to worry about forgetting anything, because nothing just remains outside of its digital world. And if anything, I scan and I file. So this is a great way for those of you who multitask, like me, to stay organized. Let's go. So as I was saying, how does this product influencer world work? What is it like? And I know a lot of you don't know, because unless you're actually doing this actively, you wouldn't know. And I know I would be interested in finding out how this stuff works. So what happens is most of the brands reach out to you and they ask you, are you interested in their products? Do you like, their brand, their line? And you look it over, and if you think it's in line with your vision and your brand, and it's something that makes sense, then you can say, yes, I like it. By law, you cannot force someone to talk about them for free, meaning there's no contract. And just because they sent you free products, you have no legal obligation to post. So they can't say, okay, I'll send you this product if you post it, unless they're paying you. And most of these products are not sponsored, they're not paid, they're just sent for free. I don't accept products from brands that I don't like or don't believe in it, or if it's something that I've never heard of, which a lot of times happens to be the case, because these are new introductions, then I'll say yes, I'll try them out, but I'll never say yes to someone and not give a shout out. I don't care who it is. Thank you, as an example, AMG. Let's say they sent me this bottle. I'd say, thank you, AMG. I'd put the bottle down, that's it. I'm not telling you whether it's good or bad, I just thank you. Endorsement of the product is still not unpaid, but I'll try the product out, like my Monica Blender lip oil. This is a special case because she happens to be one of my great friends, but I still wouldn't plug her product if I didn't think it was good. Honestly, I would not, because I don't want you guys to be duped into buying something that's not good. So, by the way, this lip oil is so good. I'm loving the consistency of it. It's like thick, it's nice and soft. Then I'll try these products out and you will see me use them, and then I will plug them naturally, organically in my life as I'm doing videos or as I'm living. So that's when you know a product is good, is that not only did I keep it, but I'm using it and I love it, and then I'll say, oh my God, I love this, or this laundry detergent was so good, I'm using it, I like it. So that's when you know to buy the product if you're interested in it, and once I have actually tried it and said I liked it. So I get hundreds, I'm not even kidding, of face creams. Face creams and Nina go together hand in hand. Companies love to send me their creams, hyaluronic acids, niacinamides, you name it, I get it. I feel very lucky. Each one of these bottles are like between $50 and $100. I don't take it lightly. I always do shout outs, but it looks like I'm getting 7,000 million products, and how could I be using all of them? I don't. I do the shout out because I'm grateful that they sent it to me, and then I try them. And the ones that work are the ones that you'll see me on TikTok using by doing like, oh, this is the end of the bottle. This is what's working for me right now in this temperature, in this weather, at this moment. These are my issues. This is what I'm using for the product. And it's always a mix of different things because I'm using different things. So anyway, that was my explanation of products and why we receive so many of them. And by the way, it's daunting because you have to organize it, you have to put it away, you have to realize which ones you want to use, you got to try them, then you want to shout out. There's a responsibility in receiving these items. It's not just like, oh, it's Christmas at all. I want to know if you guys have any more questions about this, if you want me to talk about it some more. And what ends up happening then is if there's a product that you really connect with, you try and do longer partnerships with them, because no one's going to buy a product that I just plug one time. I mean, yeah, some of you will buy one, whatever, but you really want to work with a brand, with a product that you use regularly, that you love. And then this is where big term, long-term partnerships are formed, where, you know, such as JennAir for me, you know, those are appliances, a bit bigger of a company, bigger of a product, or even smaller product like Monica Blender. I use it all the time. I use her blender cover every day, essentially. That's when you start to really do sponsorships and brand ambassadorships, and those are the ones that are paid. Okay, so we are at the Pacific Design Center. This is where the magic happens for interior designers. For those of you who don't know, you can't just come in here as a layman and shop. You need to come with a designer. You have to have credentials to be able to look at these items. So I'm shopping for a client today who has extremely chic taste, and we're going to look for items that will work for the project. This is an out-of-state project. Very important part of the job is to get your caffeine so you can keep going. I've lost my voice, been sick, been traveling, and we're gonna keep going. And this is how it's gonna be done. Java and decaf ain't not gonna do it. The showroom, which has a lot of beautiful pieces. I see they've gone all cream on us because that's what happens. Everybody goes cream because everybody went cream, but now color is back. So lots of great case goods. Case goods are pieces that are hard, and soft goods are those that are soft. And soft good would be sofas, as you can see, chairs, ottomans, things of that nature. Sephora and got a few new products that I wanted to show you that I actually really love. This is the Kosas bronzing powder, and I just want to show you how good it is. I'm not sure if I've shown you this before, but I'm really into it. And I want to show you a couple blushes that I got as well. But do you see how that just wakes up the face and makes it look sun-kissed without any effort. It doesn't have any, shimmer in it, which is good for every day. And especially if you're over 40 or over 50, you don't want to have too much shimmer on your face other than specific areas, right? I'll link the color and everything in the description. I also love using this Anastasia sort of shadow that I put on the top of my lid. It just really pops your eyes open. And I've just been loving using this sort of underneath, even if I don't use any shadow. I just love how it just makes me look much more awake and alert. And it's a great way to also add your shadow if you plan on it. But even if you don't, this looks very clean and nice. In this case, I'm gonna use this lovely palette that I'm obsessed with from Clé de Peau. And I'm just gonna use a very light sort of peachy color. So it doesn't look like I'm over made up. I feel like that is 2024's motto, just less is more and quiet luxury and just being subtle but put together. And actually there's this elevated sense of like being put together but looking perfect almost. It's difficult, but here we are. Very, very simple. I'll link this as well, but the palette is so beautiful. Let me show you. Just gorgeous. And if you wanted to add a tiny bit of shimmer, you got to be careful not to overdo it because it can just make you look a lot older if you just do too much of it. And this is really why I even did this makeup vlog. I usually don't do makeup, but I was at Sephora and I bought, let me show you what I bought. Oh my God. This highlighter, holy Jesus. I'll link this too. And this one. Okay, so watch what happens. This is like a creamy, delicious, oh my God, look at this. You just need a tiny, tiny bit. And I love how it's not like bright. I usually wear a very, very light pink, but I am really obsessed with this color and the formula. I think this is one of the better blushes that I have seen. And now I'm going to show you this highlighter. Okay, this highlighter, next level. Next level. Are you guys ready for this? Whoa. I am so into this. Look at that. So that's what I mean. Just put it in the areas, if we put any highlighter or anything like that, only in the areas that we know we want to highlight. There you go. Hope you like my new items. Oh, I have one more thing I have to show you. I purchased these colors, are so interesting. I'll link all three of them because I don't know which one's my favorite because I love them all. I thought I was going to not like one out of the two or three or whatever, but I've loved them all equally. So I'm going to try this one first. And then it's by Makeup Forever. Makeup Forever pencils. Beautiful. Okay. Again, heart-shaped. My lips are very dry right now, so they're like screaming. Oh, I did get a new lipstick too. Someone had a good time at Sephora. This one and it's a really beautiful weight. Like this is nice. Makeup by Mario. So this is currently my lip combo. It's this, and with this gloss. So this combination that I will identify in the description is my go-to right now. Really great, really subtle, really beautiful. Hopefully you guys can see this. And I am just loving this combination. It's very, very neutral, very nude. It's the, I'm not really wearing makeup, right? It's not pink, it's not in your face, it's just me, but slightly better. I just realized I didn't even do my eyebrows. Hello. Just did a little bit of liner here. Again, very subtle, so it almost doesn't look like you're wearing makeup, and this is next level. This does not smudge. It's the perfect line that you can create. I was just gonna do a blush tutorial, and now I'm doing the whole face. Okay, so here is, it's Fenty, and it's just that good. I mean, I can't even tell you guys how many products. If I showed you what is happening in this bathroom, you would be appalled. I am embarrassed. How many products I try and how many I actually reject. And I only show you the good ones because those are the ones that I believe in and those are the ones that I use. I went a little too heavy here, so I'm just gonna take a Q-tip. Here we go. Very, 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 very subtle. And now I'm gonna do my eyebrows and show you what that looks like. To me, what differentiates good makeup from bad makeup is the formulation. Some of these formulas are so next level in terms of quality and the way that you can apply them to your face that it makes a very, very big difference versus just the color being correct. The color being correct is one thing, but the formulation is another. And I find that these blushes that I just got and the lip liner, the formulas are really, really good. And I think I know that they're made in Italy. So that is another stamp of approval, at least for me. I remember when my mother would go to Italy when I was young, and I would just be in admiration, and she'd go to Vidal Sassoon in Rome, literally to Vidal Sassoon, like he was alive, and he would cut her hair, and I just thought that was so cool. And they had a makeup section at the Vidal Sassoon salon in Rome, and I would just sit there and I'd think to myself, oh, one day I could maybe get my makeup done by Vidal Sassoon. They were such interesting years, and I was always in awe of everything my mom did. And so this is, I think, definitely where I get my need and love for makeup. I mean, your parents have such an influence on you. My dad with his architecture, obviously, because he is an architect. Well, he's retired now, but he was. And my mother with her, she was huge into fashion and beauty. She loved everything beauty and fashion. And the amount of hours we had to spend as children in stores in Europe, she would never buy in the US. It was something that just didn't happen. You would buy your clothes when I was growing up in Europe because the prices were much better. It was the French franc or the lira to the dollar was so strong that it just didn't make sense. Plus, none of the items that were in Europe were in the US. Now everything's everywhere. It's a global world. But when I was growing up, there was no such thing. And so you would go to Europe to get the latest and the greatest. And I remember we'd go to, Versace and she would get the cutest things and Valentino and all of that. And then she would bring it back throughout the year, and then she would wear it to parties in LA. And everyone's like, wow, where'd you get that? Europe, it was a big thing, which is what I miss. I really do miss that about Europe now because, you go to Gucci in Europe, or I always like to blend with a sponge at the end so that it's just nicely blended, because you don't want to have streaks. You want everything. And that's the other trick to makeup. Everyone forgets. Do the blending at the end. That's what I miss about what it was like going to Europe. When I was a child, we would find things that you couldn't find here. Now everything's everywhere. Like you can walk on Rodeo Drive and the same thing is duplicated in France, in Italy. So I like to look for brands that don't exist here, but it's very hard to find. It's not that easy. Although I do find that some of the items that are in Europe aren't in the US, and those are the ones that I look for. And then inevitably I find them in the US and I get kind of annoyed. Anyway, time for 85 meetings today. Let me tell you what's going on this week. I've got a lot of work, a lot of clients. We are doing a lot of interior design work in terms of sourcing products, getting fabrics, getting case goods, etc. And I've got a couple parties we're going to go to together, which I think will be really fun. Anyway, I'm not going to get into it because you'll see it in about 3 seconds, although it'll take me a few days to get there. Also, let me know if you want me to do some of these makeup things every once in a while, or should I just skip them altogether? I just don't know if you're into it or not. And anyway, let me know. Sound off. Okay, just wanted to show you the final look up close. Cheeks, color. There you have it.